SmashJT apparently got. Let's go ahead and react to his response over the whole situation with McDizzle over this weekend.
I'm not perfect, nor do I try to claim that I am by any stretch. The stuff that I report on this channel and talk about in gaming is stuff that I really enjoy and appreciate and want to push the community forward.
And he works really hard, I'll say that. Several articles a week, several videos a week, several live streams near daily. Works really hard. One of the hardest grinding people on YouTube.
And sometimes there'll be bad eggs in the community that try their best to knock people down a peg, especially when those people are showing that they're successful and doing better than they are. So
it's all about the money and, oh, these guys are successful and stuff. Now, real quick, just to touch on, before we continue further, there was a situation where somebody faked being an insider at Ubisoft and sent him false information about Assassin's Creed Shadows potentially being delayed until May 2025. And essentially, the too long didn't read. Smash went and looked and vetted this guy, and everything checked out on his end. He believed that it was a verifiable source. He made a video about it. He still said, you know, take this with a grain of salt. But then McDizzle Gaming, who's a unhinged, woke, left-leaning lunatic that simps for Alyssa Mercante, came out and said that he tricked Smash. Which, funny enough, he used somebody's actual credentials and identity at Ubisoft. So you kind of stole somebody's identity in order to get a gotcha that somebody wasn't a credible source. So you're muddying the waters a little bit already there. And it's a whole fucked up and weird situation, which I'll give my opinion on it in a minute. Let's continue.
It typically boils down to jealousy, trying to be explained away like, oh, no, I'm just trying to prove that you are just a grifter. And I'm like, okay, hold on.
That's all what it's about.
Apparently, this person by the name of McDizzle or McDrizzle, I don't even know. This person was trying to troll me, and I guess congratulations, you did.
And you know what? I'll say this. It takes a lot to admit that you got. So props on Smash with that. I know a lot of people were giving him, you know, criticism that maybe he shouldn't just run with stories if he's just getting a one-time anonymous. You're seeing a lot of these journalists come out. Now they're starting to be snobby about it. Like, this is why we can't have YouTube reactionaries doing this stuff. And they forget at the end of the day, we're not journos. We're people giving our opinions and our takes on stuff. Okay? And you don't need receipts for opinion. I'm sorry to say that. If that triggers journos out there, you don't need receipts to be reactionary. Okay, we are still the consumer at the end of the day. We're not that Access legacy media that's privy to special perks and quid pro quo nonsense. Now, should have Smash vetted his source a little bit better? It's easy to sit back and be an armchair expert and say, yeah, you should have did this and you should have did that instead of trying to grip. Whatever. At the end of the day, what it's all about is that this guy, Omar, who's also known as McDizzle, tried to do a gotcha on Smash, and he was also slimy in the process. Why is nobody calling out Omar for being slimy and using somebody else's identity in the situation? Why is it only pitchforks towards Smash?
Like, successfully troll me with this email that you sent me from a person that works at Ubisoft, or so I thought, because the email that you went above and beyond, like, props to you, credit all the way.
Above and beyond.
You created an email address with the person's name, or it looked kind of like the person's name. You signed it with the person.
Like, look at the links that this person went to. Imagine having Smash live in your head this rent-free just so you could make a post on social media about how somebody's a fraud. And again, there's fair criticism against Smash, but why is there people running cover for you on your side of things, right? They're all like, oh, these guys are sweeping up for Smash. Well, they're sweeping up for you. They're sweeping up for you.
Name. You said what you did at the company, and I went to research it before I just went live with the story to double check everything. I'm like, okay, this lines up. This person says this is who they are. I checked the information online, researched them. I'm like, yep, that's what that person.
I mean, look, there's an actual person, runs a zoo, who's a programmer at Ubisoft, that McDizzle Gaming essentially posed as him. You posed as this person and emailed Smash false info. How come nobody sees that as being weird? And that doesn't excuse Smash of needing to vet, like I said. And I was on New Black Street with Kaida and Atreus when all of this went down. Like, we were actively on New Black Street. And we said, if this is the case, he needs to go scorched earth and show all the evidence on his side that shows that McDizzle Gaming was up to no good in this. And you know what? This video did exactly that so far. He's showing all of his sources, showing everything that he did to look into see that if this was a credible leak or not, which at the end of the day, when somebody talks about rumors and leaks, we always say, take it with a grain of salt. This has not been confirmed. That's literally us saying that this might not be real. Dude, it's like these journalists have no idea how their own, I guess, ethics work in journalism. Like, don't you know when somebody says take this with a grain of salt, they're not trying to act like it's a verifiable source. They're just saying, hey, this is something we've heard. And stuff always changes also. Okay? Like game companies, movie studios, TV studios, stuff changes. There could be a actual legit source, an inside leak that comes out and says some information, and then the stuff changes anyway. That's why it's called a rumor. There's no confirmation behind it at all. With that said, I would say maybe Smash shouldn't rely on anonymous tips, anonymous emails so much. I get some every once in a while in my DMs, but anytime I get an anonymous tip, I don't even acknowledge it. Like, I'll read it, I'll look at it, but I would rather react to stuff that's out there from websites, other people's content, and develop my own reaction towards that. Anyways, enough about me. Let's watch Smash's video.
That's what they're there. And the things they said lined up with the reports that I had been hearing from other people regarding Assassin's Creed Shadows potentially being delayed.
So it's not outside of the realm.
The next month or two, because they've been running into so many issues. The religious thing showing up, Yasuke being more pushed back and not a prominent figure in the game, and Ubisoft potentially going into a sale mode or an acquisition with Tencent.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
There's a lot of stuff going on with Ubisoft, so it's not outside the realm to think that this might be a potential legitimate leak here. And then when you go through the process of going through the filters, like Smash says, everything checked out. And you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to 100% get everything detailed all the time. And I know people are going to be like, oh, you're just sweeping. And you know what? If I'm just sweeping, then okay, cool. That's your opinion. I don't care.
The email comes through. It all lines up with everything that I've been hearing and seeing. And this person is just confirming it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna report on that. It makes sense. Everything checks out. Everything lines up. I'm going to run with that. Okay, great. Turns out that no, it was just a troll job from a troll that was,
and it was
trying
wild.
to prove that for some reason I'm not a trustworthy source because I just run with anything that gets sent to me.
Yeah, that's what the gotcha was supposed to be. Now, this person that did the gotcha to Smash has made streams about me as well. They've even said slanderous things like that I've sexually harassed people, and they said some fucked up shit about me as well. So everything that this McDizzle accuses rage bait grifters, reactionaries, and Smash, myself, whatever, of doing, he's actually done himself as well. He wants to chase views and content, which is the whole reason why he did this. He wanted to have such a big gotcha against Smash that he got notoriety after it, and that people like Mercante and whoever would pat him on the back and be like, "Atta baby." At the end of the day, it was the same thing that he is accusing Smash and others of doing that he's doing.
I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Except for you don't see how many things that get sent to me that I ignore.
Exactly.
Or that I double check and I don't feel comfortable enough to move forward with it. So I never say anything about it. So I would argue what you did here was you got past my filters of research, checking, and making sure everything lines up before I go live with it. It is what it is, but I look at the situation as, hey, it's a learning experience for me. I'm going to try to be better.
100%. And that's owning up to your mistakes, which is something that none of the wokies will ever do. When have you ever heard Alyssa Mercante own up to her mistakes? Point proven.
But trying to say that, oh, this just proves that you're no different than mainstream media, I'm like, okay, here's the thing. Would mainstream media do this?
Nope.
Would they say, hey, I got, this was
Nope.
a troll job?
Nope.
And everything that I thought that they sent me lined up? Like,
Nope.
or would they just kind of quietly delete the article and be like, oh, well, something didn't line up and move on from it?
They wouldn't retract
My
it
point
all.
being is nobody's perfect, nor do I expect anyone to be, especially the people that I'm criticizing when I make videos talking about them. Like, at the end of the day, we're all human. I'd like to think that that's something that you'd understand as well.
Well, you see, when it comes to the logic of the wokey, we're not human if you're a rage bait right-wing reactionary.
Because we're all human, nobody's perfect. I'm not some giant corporation, some mega Fortune 500. I'm literally a dude in his shed making videos about
A dude in his sex shed.
the game industry, things that I find interesting, and things that insiders pass along to me. And for the most part, I've been pretty spot on with everything that's been sent to me up to this point.
Again, like I said, he's been working his butt off. He's definitely made some changes and some moves from the Smash of last year. And I've had my little back and forth with him in the past even. So if there's anybody saying, oh, you just want to suck him off, you just want to, you know, glaze him or whatever, you know, me and Smash didn't always get along. Just an FYI.
And yeah, I'm not going to bat 1,000. I don't expect to ever do that. But at the same time, whenever I make these videos, I also say, like, take it with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
I am not the person. And also, oh, by the way, even if they are a confirmed insider, even if they are showing me proof of who they are and what they're saying, sometimes what they say still doesn't happen. Sometimes
exactly.
It changes. Like
100%.
That's the thing. So if anything, take this as educational information and entertainment. But it's not ever going to be 100% perfect. That's kind of like my approach with the videos is I hope you're enjoying your time. I hope you enjoy and be entertained with the videos. I hope you don't expect perfection.
And you know what? The actual news itself is not perfect either. That's why there's a thing called retractions. This is a retraction right here. And it's funny when you see all these woke journalists that are so upset at Smash because Smash has been calling them out. You know, they're upset that he has the Kotaku Detected website. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day is they're mad that they got called out for so long that the first second that Smash makes a mistake, they jump on it.
From anybody on YouTube, because you're going to be severely disappointed. And this is coming from someone, this McDizzle character, whatever, that has some sort of weird hard-on for hating on Grums.
That's putting it lightly. This dude is obsessed with Grums.
And apparently because I don't hate on Grums too.
Yep, that's what it is.
He then wanted to find a way to knock me down a notch.
100%.
I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's what you want to do. That's some people just do what they want to do. They play hardball and they come at people and they will do things that are not logical, that are very autistic, that are just very...
That's putting it light too. Autism has a lot to do with it, guys. 100%.
Not of this planet. Just to say, hey, I showed the world that SmashJT is human. And I'm like, yeah, bro. I know. I could have told you that myself. I don't understand how this is an own.
Yeah, it's not the gotcha or the own that they think it is. A week from now, nobody's going to give a shit about this.
And when I pair it with all the other information with what was going on with Ubisoft at this time, I'm like, yeah,
it makes sense.
Even with this being a confirmed troll job, that still could happen. Like,
it absolutely still could happen. Ubisoft could still go bankrupt between now and then. It could get sold and, you know, all sorts of things. Ubisoft is in trouble and you're out of your mind if you think that Ubisoft is going to be successful, even if this game sells good.
Like, that's what I'm saying. So if anything, take it for what it's worth. The information that I present in the video was combined with other insights that I've gotten from other areas alongside what's transpiring right now at Ubisoft, which is a complete cluster shit show that is burning down as we watch. Like, it's happening in real time right now.
It's a disaster.
So getting this email lined up exactly with everything else that I'd been seeing and hearing. It just made sense. But he was claiming that I don't...
So this is the tweet that he put out there. And, yeah, sure. Okay. Ooh, you caught Smash. But look at the lengths that you went to do it. This isn't normal, all right? And sure, there's a lesson learned here. Smash needs to do better, like you guys say, the next time. But this also just showed how deranged you are, bro. Like 110%.
Check my sources. I didn't even bother asking if it was him or anything like that. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter if I asked him for more information, because clearly if he was trolling, he would have come up with something else to push it around or say, oh.
At no point would he have said, oh, congrats, you passed my troll test, Smash, because you don't want to give Smash credit. That's why you did this. That's why this happened.
I'm skittish. I can't say anything here. And at the end of the day, it's just his word, and I got to either trust it or not. And I trusted it, and it was not the right thing to believe. But it was clearly done with malicious intent, like going out of your way to try to fool someone and trick them just to say you can't trust people. I would argue doesn't prove anything, because sure, if people are going to do that kind of thing, of course people are going to be fooled. And
yeah, I mean, look at the links to get like somebody else's identity, to forge a realistic looking story. Like, the links are absurd, in my humble opinion.
Tricked. It's just going to happen. And also, oh, by the way, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I was very busy today, and this is something that was a timed event.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it got me.
Yeah, and to be honest, and we're all guilty of it, we'll rush out videos to be the first one to beat the algorithm. But again, what the woke left won't tell you is they do it too. They absolutely do it too. But again, it's only gotcha if we make mistakes.
Because it was like, oh, Ubisoft is going to announce this next week. And I'm like, oh, I need to get this out right now because I have stuff going on with the family this weekend. I don't have time to do a video this weekend, and I don't want it to be announced by Ubisoft on Monday. So I'm just going to run with it right now because everything makes sense with it. It all lines up. And sure, if it ends up being a troll job at the end of the day, I can still fall back on saying, well, okay, you got me with the troll job, but...
And again, he did the right thing retracting it, which still means he has integrity at the end of the day.
Also, this is something that is highly likely that is happening with Ubisoft. You literally proved nothing except that, yeah, you tried to confirm a rumor by claiming that you're an insider.
Yep.
When at the end of the day, now we just have you trying to troll somebody on a rumor that is still, in my opinion, very likely to occur. So congratulations on getting an own on me. If that's how you look at life, that's really pathetic and embarrassing.
Congrats.
But, hey, different strokes for different folks. My concern now is there's going to be an influx of people that are going to be trying to do this to me. So I'm going to need...
Yeah, we're going to definitely see an influx of people trying to do this again.
To try to vet a lot harder and ignore a lot more of you. And that's really unfortunate.
It is.
Because now this breaks the trust that I had with the community, where I need to put on a much harder filter with stuff that comes through on emails that I...
And that's good that he sees that now, so kudos.
Haven't been able to even keep up with myself, and I'm trying my best over here. And it's really unfortunate that something like this happens, that you need to now take a step back and be like, yep, now I can't give any credence to anybody, and now I'm going to be a little bit more gun shy when moving forward with stuff. So that's what they wanted. They wanted to knock me down. They wanted to bring me back down to earth and make me feel like I'm a nobody and that I suck and that I'm...
At the end of the day, it wasn't even about journalistic integrity, honestly. It was just weird gay ops. And the fact that you use somebody's actual real info is even gayer, in my opinion. Unless this guy just faked everything and faked a LinkedIn and just made up all this shit, which that has to be some kind of fraud there, which is so weird.
I'm useless and all that. I'm like, great, that's what you got. Good for you. But at the end of the day, the channel itself is still going gangbusters. I'm still busting my ass every day here. And I'm still being as honest as I can and as transparent as I can with the audience, with all you guys. And I'm not going to get everything right every time. I'm not going to be perfect.
Nobody will.
I'm not going to be infallible. And when I do get trolled or when I do screw something up, those of you who've been around the channel for a long time would know this already, that
Good on
I'll
him.
do a video like this where I'm like, yep, I got. I'm not perfect. They got me on this one.
And like I said, none of them would ever admit that they got. None of them would ever do a retraction. None of them would ever do an apology. None of them will ever correct a story. I mean, we've seen it evident with actual journalists at places like Kotaku.
Congratulations. Live to fight another day and we move on. But it's really just, that's what it comes down to. What's really sad, though, I'll say, is there's a lot of people in the community that I've seen that are cheering this on.
Oh,
that are
yeah.
like so
Dude, the comments are so vile from that side.
excited that they got an own. And it kind of hit me on two fronts, because it's like, man, one, there's a lot of really hateful, spiteful people out there.
Yep, absolutely.
And two, these people couldn't wait to get an own on me. And I'm like, why? What?
Because you called them out the majority of this last year with your Kotaku Detected and all that, you know, the truth hurts and you've been hurting them. So the first gotcha they could get off of you is what they were going to do. And that's what it comes down to. And that you make money being a rage bait grifter. It's all about money, 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 capitalism. Whatever. What's that song that Will the Fans made that you use on your streams?
What is it? What is it about me?
That's what it is.
That you just want to bring me down.
And also, Smash, you just have that face. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just joking. I'm just fucking with you.
Like, genuinely, what is it? Is it just you don't like seeing people be successful in this world?
It's jealousy.
Is it you don't want me to grow the channel?
It's that.
Because you feel like you're not amounting to anything in your life? Like, it's really sad. Like, I was reading through all the replies, and they were like, "Oh my God, you legend! You totally trolled him. You got him. You got him."
It's all about that.
What was the point of all this? I don't get it. I'm genuinely confused. All this does is set back everything.
Yep.
But it is what it is.
But it's also putting you in the limelight, and it's going to make you grow at the end of the day.
If people would realize that we're human and we are not perfect, I think that's really all that matters. And knowing that I'm trying my best and that I'm not perfect, I wasn't born perfect, and everything that happens every day, I will try to take with me and learn from and be better. And that's my promise to all of you guys. That always has been my promise. So, at this point, I'm kind of rambling. But yeah, congrats to McDizzle or McDrizzle, whatever, for getting the troll job on me. Great. I'll see you guys on my live stream.
So good on Smash for retracting it, owning up to it, which again is something that side would never, ever, ever, ever do.